recently I've seen a lot of videos of OnlyFans creators talking about how much money they make, and they're very reluctant to reveal the exact numbers because they're insane. One of them posted a video of the luxurious mansion that she bought off of her earnings from OnlyFans, and it was captioned, "Adult models are now bragging about using the money they scammed from thousands of random men to buy luxury mansions." And I saw a lot of people take issue with the language. Okay. Are these OnlyFans Thots scamming men out of their money? Like they're con artists? And they're lying somehow.
No, if the idea here is that they're offering you a service, even if all that service is photos, then no, they're not scamming you. They're offering you exactly what you're paying for. Now, whether you believe that the price of those photos is inflated, that's a whole nother discussion.
I will say, that no, absolutely not. They're not scamming. They're actually using what they have to their benefit. But I will say, if you are on the other side of it, if you're one of these men that are paying like $89 for a private video or something like that, you're too far gone.
Do you have the video? It was posted by Matt Wallace.
Yep, I got it here.
A few days ago.
Here we go.
She
I
lays
bought
on
my
the
first
floor.
house, so it's time to quit my job, settle down, and it's time for my trad wife era. Just kidding, but if you guys really think about it, 200,000 men bought me this house. I didn't get this myself. Actually,
it's like somebody at Target, like a CEO being like, I didn't buy this house myself. A gazillion shoppers at Target bought it for me.
Though I'm so blown away. Like, I never would have expected in my life to be able to own a house, so I'm so thankful, guys. Okay, the reason I made this video, though, I have no idea where to start in decorating this house. Like, I don't know what furniture to get. I have no idea, and I feel like you guys would have some good ideas. I bought my...
The tax man is going to screw her.
Yeah, dude.
I can tell you right now, taxes will not be kind to her.
Yeah. Well, some of the comments were saying, oh, men have no accountability now. It was the men's choice to give them money. Even Tristan Tate weighed in. Yep. He said, unpopular fact, no man who spends money on an e-girl or porn was scammed. Aren't men accountable for their own bad habits? Was I scammed when I bought a 900 euro cigar? Was I scammed when I bought that 7,500 euro bottle of wine? Grow up.
I love the low-key flex at the end.
It was a flex.
Yeah, it was.
But it's also like this guy made money off of his webcam studio with his brother Andrew Tate, and he knows better than anyone how gullible men are.
That's what I'm saying is I don't see anything wrong with what women are doing at all. Look, would I date an OnlyFans girl? No. Would I smash one? Yes. But the difference is the guys that are there should be no market for it. The guys that are keeping it afloat are pathetic, in my opinion.
Let's just ask, why wouldn't you date an OnlyFans model?
Because I don't want people to just be a Google search away from seeing her cheeks. And also it's going to eventually lead into shooting scenes with other people. That ain't ever going to happen because everybody be eating 12 gauge then. So I just don't think it's possible. And I wouldn't want to be with a woman that's involved in sex work at all.
Just on its face, like it's just too public.
No, it's too much. I make way too much money personally, and it's not a lot, but I make enough money to take care of a woman. You do not need to be spreading your ass cheeks for like poor dudes that have are kissless virgins, right?
Yeah.
So
I think honestly the fact that this person posted the video at all is like, here's what you provided for me. Like, there's this weird thing that the simps have about being providers by proxy of like an OnlyFans subscription or whatever. Like they're like, I feel disempowered as a man, so I'm going to provide for a woman in this weird way, but I'm one of hundreds of thousands of men who are doing the same exact thing.
It's the girlfriend complex. I don't remember who told me about this. I think it was Pipkin or somebody told me about this. Maybe it was Rosa Codal. That a lot of supporters of VTubers, they have this. It's like a girlfriend experience. It's like buying a share of a girlfriend.
Yeah.
It's the strangest thing.
Oh, she's on the stock market. She's on the stock exchange.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Get in early.
Yeah.
Right.
But there's negatives to every single aspect of this situation. I mean, there's no amount of money this woman will make where she won't avoid the bowl of 12 gauge when she's 50, and there's no amount of boobies this guy's going to pay for it. It's going to make him feel more fulfilled.
Yeah. I also saw a video of Corinna Koff, one of the top OnlyFans earners, talking about how much she makes in 48 hours alone on OnlyFans. Let's hear it.
Is that I didn't watch the clip. Is this? Are we safe to show it on
Thots?
YouTube?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Just double checking. Here we go.
We're gonna just start fans. In 48 hours, how much money did you make?
48 hours.
Oh my god.
I made a little over $1 million. And then I gambled to like celebrate, and I won $30,000.
Some people just have all the luck.
Like, look, like this person, $100 tip. Hey, Corinna, can I get some tea?
They're laughing at the simps.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
they deserve to be mocked for this.
Sure, 100%. Dude, 1,000%. Look, and I say this because you can like Google any OnlyFans girl. You can Google their name and just go to images and you will see their boobies. I don't know why people are paying for boobies. It's the craziest thing. And like you said, maybe it's a weird proxy where they think they're supporting them in some weird shape.
Yeah.
Or
No,
form.
it is. There was a great video. I think Modern Wisdom had it years ago. That was like how OnlyFans hacks men's minds, and that's exactly what it is. They know that they could go watch porn for free if they wanted to.
Right.
But there's
right.
something about the interactive experience that also plays into the fact that they have large social media followings. So you tether downwards from being one of 2 million people on her Instagram leaving comments to one of an even smaller amount who's paying for interaction with them. And it just fires up something in their brain that bypasses reason, that tells you that this is a bad idea. And this also comes back to, you know, Phil talking about men lacking purpose and how a whole generation of men seem to be lost in the world right now. And if you're absent from the real world and everything you're experiencing is digital, the facade of a real relationship, even as tenuous, as fake as something like this may be, the brain does a lot of the heavy lifting there to make it seem like a good idea.
Yeah, yeah. You need purpose, and the issue is, and I talk about this a lot on my show, is you need to develop interest or hobbies. And for example, I love writing music. I love playing instruments. Music or guitar, bass, piano, doesn't really matter. I love racing. I love like researching certain aspects of those things. I love writing. There's a lot of things you can flow into to make you feel fulfilled. And we have this, like the last 2 generations of people, they filled their interest with like TV and movies, and that destroyed the entire generation. Because you can actually ask people, and this is like no joke, I was on Tinder for years where I would talk to girls like all day, every day, just like a dozen girls just on Tinder all day, and you ask what their interests are, and almost always it was movie, music, or beer. Almost always. And it's the weirdest thing. It's like if you have no interest, you have no substance. And if you end up having no substance or interest, you focus that weird, want of fulfillment into really bad avenues like politics.
Yeah.
And gender identity. Stuff that really doesn't mean anything outside of your personal self, of how you feel about yourself. But you want to like put it on everybody and make it your entire personality. I have friends that, are not friends anymore, but they were friends in my 20s. That really, they played video games, they watched TV, that was their whole life. And then they became radicalized in politics and made their entire personality about politics.
Yeah.
Okay, so they answered movies, music, and beer.
I think the women think they're like they can get men by saying they like beer.
Okay.
Every girl on Tinder is like, oh, my favorite thing's beer. Like every girl on Tinder back then.
Okay.
It was like hot little like 22-year-old blonde girls, and it was always like beer. Like, oh, beer, I love drinking beer. Beer girl, all of them, beer girl.
It's kind of bizarre.
Yeah,
but what would have been a better response when you asked them what their interests were?
A real interest.
Like, what do you consider a real interest?
I mean, it could
outside of consumption,
It has to be putting work into something. Like reading is not an interest. Writing's an interest.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I don't know if I agree with
I've
that.
always said reading is like one, I guess, interest of mine.
Everybody, I can read. Look at this. I can read this.
But I think it involves more than just consumption.
It's like being a discerning reader who has genres they like and consumes books in a more active fashion.
Maybe, yeah.
I don't know.
It's hard to say.
Like for me, it would be skating. I've put 25 years into skating, which is like
100%.
It takes up the majority of my free time, and that's a place where a lot of my activity and my energy goes.
Yeah, that's 100%. Yeah.
As for the OnlyFans debate, the one way I would say the men are actually perhaps getting scammed is because they're under the impression that they are messaging the women that are in the videos and the pictures, when usually for the majority of the ones who are like the top earners, they have agencies, and part of the services the agencies provide are, you know, people usually on the other side of the globe in like India or Bangladesh who are men that they do the private messaging to the OnlyFans subscribers for you, pretending to be you. And the men are on the other end thinking like, wow, she really is like, I'm special and she's paying special attention to me. And if they're that gullible, yeah, that's kind of your fault. But it is a lie. It is dishonest.
It's dishonest, but how libertarian are you about the free market,
that's
right?
The thing is, I read almost like a long post of a girl that had an OnlyFans, a very active OnlyFans, very successful, that it's, you know, she put it behind her or whatnot. And there was this post about it, and I read it probably 4 days ago, about how she didn't control her OnlyFans at all. It was just some company controlled all of it, and she would just show up, do a thing, and leave, and she never was involved in it. And she was making ungodly amounts of money. Granted, you know, she was only getting a percentage of it. It's almost like, you know, in the VTuber world, they sign with agencies, and they'll make, like, the VTuber themselves will make so much money that it's unfathomable, but they only get like 40 grand out of the 400 they make.
Yeah,
because the agency gets the rest.
Yesterday, the chick we were talking about who vowed to like hook up with 600 men in a year, she is like grandstanding about how she's going to revolutionize the OnlyFans industry. She started her own agency, so she wants to like be one of the female executives of an OnlyFans agency to give women fairer deals so that they get a higher percentage of their earnings.
I mean, that's not going to be successful long term because she won't be able to run the brand if she's not taking more of the profits.
Yeah, it's obviously just virtue signaling bullshit.
That or you fall victim to your own greed eventually and realize just how expensive it is to run a company.
She's like, I'm not just a digital streetwalker, I'm an activist.
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.